it's Tina and I'm back. And I am in my favorite print right now. A good leopard never hurt anybody. I mean, they probably do hurt people. The point is, okay, if you leave the leopards alone, they will leave you alone as well, okay? We're the ones invading their habitat, so leave them alone. But who doesn't like a good leopard print, right? This is cute. It's cozy. This is definitely giving me like a housewife feel, right? Like I'm going out to brunch with the ladies. We're gonna do some shopping and we're gonna get manis and petties. Like it's definitely giving me that kind of vibe and I am living for it, right? So we have a get ready with me video where I am trying out a ton of new products. Well, not a ton, but a few new products. I am going to be using the Too Faced Cinnamon Swirl eyeshadow palette. This is their newest tin pan eyeshadow palette for holiday. This is the one that I would recommend picking up. Don't pick up those cardboard foolish ones. Like that is for the dads and the grandparents that don't know what to get their makeup loving kids or grandkids, and they just go in store, see like a holiday collection, pick it up because they're like, oh, it's cute, but they don't really know anything about makeup. That's what those palettes and sets are aimed at, so don't get sucked in. Get this if anything. But we're gonna try this out in this video to do this look. And I have the new La Mer foundation, which I don't know. Oh, here it is. It's the La Mer, the Soft Fluid Longwear Foundation. Picked this up during the Sephora sale. Well, most of these products I did. I picked up the palette during the sale as well. But yeah, the sale is ongoing, so definitely check it out to get your 20%, 15%, 10% off. But don't feel obligated because some of these brands have better sales on their website for Black Friday and for the holidays, especially like Too Faced. So we have La Mer going on. I have a new Lisa Eldridge lipstick. Ooh, loving it. I'm also trying out the Milk Makeup Primer. Got that during the sale as well. And yeah, I think that's it. We have, oh, I have this little tinted, lip tinted product. We're gonna try out all the things, all right? So if you wanna see how I got this look and just try out some of these new products with me, then stay tuned and I will talk to you soon. Alright guys, so as usual, I'm starting off with a clean, freshly washed face. My brows are already filled in and I used my Juvia's Place brow pen again today. I'm really loving the look. If you want to see how I filled in my brows, I did that in my previous Get Ready With Me, so I will link it over here so you can check it out. But today, as I mentioned in the introduction, we are playing with the Too Faced Cinnamon Swirl palette. And of course, a bunch of new products that I picked up during the Sephora sale, and also just new things that I've had like stacked up here, like piling up to do a haul on. But today I'm just doing a simple look. I don't feel like doing anything crazy. And the Too Faced palette is pretty simple. It is pretty basic. It is hella neutral. So here's the packaging as usual. It has like the cinnamon buns on the front. Very cute. On the back you have information on the palette, and it's the tin style palette from Too Faced. So it opens up, it has a magnetic closure, it opens up, you have a mirror, and then you have the 18 shades in the palette. Now these are all neutral shades. Some of them lean a little bit more on the warm bronzy side. We have like a couple of cooler tone pinky shades, but the majority of it is very neutral and mostly warm toned. And then we have one pop of color, which is this purple shade in the bottom, but it's definitely not a colorful palette at all. And I'll pop up these swatches so you can see the shades, how they swatch out. As you can see, it's a pretty balanced palette. It has light tones, medium tones, and deepening tones. And I really like the selection of shades in here. So we have 8 matte shades in the palette, ranging from a light ivory shade to a deep, dark, chocolatey brown. And then the rest of the 10 shades are shimmer, but they have varying levels of sheen and shine to them. There is one shade in the palette, Stay Current, which is that dirty eggplant kind of brownie purple shade. That one is more of a satin matte shade base with micro glitter in it, and I don't like that shade because it's just gonna fall out all over the place unless you use a really sticky primer or a glitter glue. So not my favorite shade in the palette, but the rest of the shimmers are really nice. They vary from like a light shimmery frosty satin to more of a metallic sheen, and I think the selection of shades again is really nice. So let's zoom in and we're gonna go ahead and start off this look. But I am gonna go in with an eyeshadow base first. I'm going to use a MAC paint pot. This is a new shade that I picked up. It's Contemplative State, and it's more like a medium tone caramelly brown, which I really love. That is stunning. And I'm just gonna pick that up on my Anissa Beauty concealer brush and apply that all over the lid. This is like the perfect all over lid shade for me. Like, it blanks out my lids so well because it matches my skin tone. Oh my god. So I thought Laying Low was my perfect shade, but this one is even more perfect. And there are quite a few shades of MAC Paint Pot now. It's like they realized that it was one of their winner products and they released a ton more shades, and I want to pick up a couple more, but I'm kind of holding out for a sale because I'm sure there's gonna be a sale, but then again there might not be. So it's like, should I get it now? Should I not? Like, I don't know what to do, but like, look at that, right? It really works well on my skin tone. So if you're my skin tone, this might be a really good shade to pick up. Even if you're like a little bit deeper or even a little bit lighter, this might be a good like neutral base for you to use for your eyeshadow looks. So I'm gonna start out with this shade, which is Muffin Top. And I'm just gonna pick that up on a Sonia G Detail Pro Brush and sweep it in my crease area. This shade is close to my skin tone, so it's just gonna work as like a blend-in shade in my crease. And these mattes are a little bit powdery, so just be mindful that a lot will pick up in your pan. You might have to tap it off, but they apply and stick down so they don't go flying all over the place, so I don't really see it as a big issue. And then I'll go in with this shade, Lick the Spoon. That sounds really kinky, Jared. Now this shade is more pinky than the Muffin Top shade, and I'm just gonna do the same thing but concentrate a little bit of that color on the outer V, just wash of color. I'm trying to do a pretty simple look because not everybody has time to be layering up eyeshadow and doing the most, and sometimes you just want to slap on a couple of shades and go. I don't know, like anytime I come on camera, I have to do the most, and I'm like, but not everybody does that. And do I really do that every day? Not really, but you know, it's like the camera comes on and you start just performing for the camera. Y'all know how that is. Y'all know, y'all show out when the camera's out because you're like, ah, y'all gonna see my skills today. But let's move on. Let's grab the shade Cinnamon Swirl. I'm gonna grab this one on a Sonia Kashuk rounded crease brush. This is such a good brush. If you haven't checked out Sonia Kashuk brushes in Target, I say go check them out. They have some pretty nice blending brushes. Like if you're just getting into makeup and you want to figure out what style of brush works best for you, I'm actually going to do a video on selecting brushes and building a brush collection because I think that can be very helpful. Because when you're starting out in makeup, I know for me, I didn't know what brushes to get. Oh, that color though. This is why I do the most, because I start applying color and they just apply and blend so well. But yeah, selecting brushes to apply eyeshadow and face makeup, it can be overwhelming. And I feel like over the years, I've learned like what works for me. And I can probably use my experience to give you guys some tips and some tricks in like building your collection and selecting your brushes so you don't make the mistakes I did with buying every single brush that people recommended, even though they didn't work out for me. Like, who was using like a fan brush? Not me. I never liked a fan brush, and I figured that out after buying a fan brush. So I want to use my experience and like what I learned through collecting so many brushes, because y'all know, if y'all see my brush collection, you'll be like, girl child, I have so many brushes. I have Fude brushes, I have drugstore brushes, I have synthetic, lower end, higher end. So I think I have a pretty good grasp on makeup brushes, and I can just give you like some tips, you know what I'm saying? Let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in. I'll probably do it anyway, but like I want to know how interested you would be in seeing those videos. I know people like my brush videos, so I'm definitely still gonna do it, but look at that, like how those browns blended, like come on now. And now I'm going in with Batter Up. I'm picking that shade up on my soft concealer brush from Sonia G this time. The Sonia's got it on lock when it comes to brushes for me. Like if you want to try out Fude brushes, I am team Sonia G all the way for eyeshadow brushes. And if you want affordable eyeshadow brushes, I think you should go with Refer. They've really stepped up their game and their quality, and they're gonna have Black Friday deals. They already have such good deals on their website. Like, their brushes are pretty affordable for Food A, and like I said, they've stepped up the quality a lot since they first launched. So if you wanted to get like the standard shapes in eyeshadow brushes, like your standard blender, your standard shader, I definitely say Refer is the way to go, because you can't really beat their prices when it comes to Food A. But if you want like those unique style of brushes, like this brush here is a little bit out of the norm, because Sonia G designs brushes that are not typical to the market. So you're gonna get more specialized brushes here, and they're very functional. But for me, if you wanted something basic, the Sonia G brushes may be a little bit too pricey to start out with. I will leave links to Sonia G and Refer down below, as well as the Sonia Kashuk ones in Target, because I think those are worth checking out. Now this dark brown shade, it's applying, let me show you. So you see how it applied well in the crease, but then what is this? Like this gappy gap thing going on here. I don't know what that is. I'm not appreciating it. I'm gonna keep going, and then we'll figure out if that's something that I need to contend with, because I'm not ready yet. Oh, you know what I have? It's the Lotus collection from Sonia G as well. So you see, these are standard eye shader brushes. So why spend as much for the Sonia G ones when you can get the Refer ones at a much more affordable price? If you want pretty, sure, Sonia G. But then you have a brush like the Worker brush, which is a much fluffier and bigger style shader. If this is what you want, then Sonia G has that for you. But then Refer has like the standard blending brushes. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by you have special designs at Sonia G and then standard ones at Refer. For the shimmer shade, I'm gonna start out with Sweet and Spicy, which is this kind of nudie champagne. Picking that up on the brush, and I'm just going to lay that down on the lid, and I'm applying it dry. It applies really well as you press it on the lid. You can also use your finger, like I know a lot of people like to use their finger for shimmer just to get that oomph. I don't like putting my finger into my eyeshadow because it gets under my nails. I just don't like that. So it applies well with the brush. I would dampen my brush, but I don't want that intensity from this look. I'm trying to go very simple, like I said. I might dampen my brush in a little bit. You never know with me, like I change my mind and I'm allowed to. This color, like I said, is more of a subdued shimmer. If you want to get really metallic, then you're going to need to dampen your brush. But like I said, not everybody's trying to do the most with the metallic eyeshadows and the chunky shimmer and the glitter, and not everybody's trying to do that. Then I'm gonna go in with the shade I'm Toasted, which is more of a reddy copper bronze. It's either a copper or a bronze, Tina, like come on now. It's more on the copper side because it has that kind of rusty red orange tone, and I'm just gonna pop that on the outer half of the lid and blend it in with that champagne-y shade just to give a pop. Nothing crazy. I feel like I want to dampen my brush now. The shades aren't really popping, so we're just gonna dampen her a little bit. Nothing crazy, right? Again, just to intensify the shade. And a lot of shades, even if you dampen them, they do dull down once you blend them out, so it's not like they keep the metallic sheen. This is just to amp it up just a little bit, which works well. Okay, that is pretty, and that's enough for me. And I'm gonna go back in with the dark brown shade now that we used before and pack it on the outer V. That's what I thought. Okay, so initially you saw the patchiness as I was applying this color, but now that I have the other shades down and it kind of has something to stick to in addition to my primer, it's sticking to the shimmer shades. It's like it needed friends to really stick. Now it's building up. And this is also a Sonia Kashuk brush. This is a blend-in crease brush. Yeah, that's perfect. That's what I thought would happen. but I like to put mattes down first because when you apply shimmer first, it kind of overwhelms your eye and everything becomes a shimmer. When you apply your mattes first, then the mattes retain that matteness to them, or that flatness to them, matteness, but it retains the matte look to it, so it doesn't just become an all shimmer look. Because again, the shimmer kind of overwhelms everything. It mixes with the mattes when you apply them after shimmer, and just kind of takes away the effect of a matte outer V. So applying your mattes first, build up the shimmer, and then go back in with your mattes to round out the look really helps. For my brow highlight, I'm gonna use the shade Doughboy. This one is a light tan. It looks a little bit ivory on my skin tone, and it has a little bit of a satin feel to it. It's not completely matte. It's mostly matte though. It just has a little bit of a little sheen to it, so it doesn't apply dry. And it really picks up in the pan, so it's a little bit on the dusty side. So just be mindful of that. I'm using that as my brow highlight and to blend down some of that dark brown as well. And now let me clean up some of the fallout on my face. Again, looser shades, you're gonna get some fallout. I always do my eyeshadow first, but I really love this look. It's really simple, really easy. I might go in with a, well, let me do an inner tear duct color. I'm gonna use this shade Frost Those Buns, and probably one of my favorite brushes from Refer. This is the number 12 brush, and I'm gonna pop that on the inner tear duct. This is a bullet style brush, but it's on the larger side. It's really soft, so it works so well on the inner tear duct. It's one of my favorite brushes from them. If you've ever had issues with like brushes being too scratchy on your inner tear duct, this is a great one to pick up. And it just applies color really well because of the shape. It's not pointed, like it's not a pointed pencil brush where you get harsh lines. It's domed, so it almost helps you to blend out color as well as apply it. So that's why I really like it. That's a little bit, I don't really like stark inner tear ducts, but I think that works. That works well. All right, let's pull out. That works with the names in the palettes, let's be honest, because there's always some like innuendo in these names. Like, come on now. Like sticky fingers, like, I see what you're doing there. Sticky buns. See me rolling, lick the spoon. Love the bun you're with, gooey goodness. You know, like, it's a little bit a play on words. It's cute, but if you have a dirty mind, which I know Jared does, it plays into that as well. And I'm like, sometimes I don't mind it. I don't mind it so much, but sometimes I do. Some of his puns go a little bit too far for me because then he mixes like teddy bears, so like kitty style with sexual innuendos, and I'm like, I don't play that game, sir. But anyway, face, I'm gonna use the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I got the little travel size because I've heard so many people talk about this. They rave about this primer so much, and I wanted to try it out, but it says Hydro in the name, and I'm like, ooh, no. And then it also says grip, and people are like, it's sticky, it really grips, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I like that, so I don't need to buy the full size. Let me just try out the small size, and this is my first time using it. I just used one pump, and I'm just gonna, So it does dry down pretty quickly. It starts out as like a thick, moist gel. Not a watery gel, but like a sticky gel. Kind of like glue, but like a thinner glue. It doesn't move a lot once you put it down. It kind of starts sticking in place, which I'm sure is gonna work out for holding on to foundation. We'll see. It doesn't feel overly sticky, but just spreading it out, you feel that thicker, stickier consistency, but it doesn't look glowy or too hydrating on my skin. So I have high hopes, and I'm going to use my La Mer foundation. So this is the Soft Fluid Longwear foundation. The shade I picked up is 450 Sepia, which is the shade that matched me the best in store when I swatched it. Now, a couple of you mentioned that this is available at the CCO, which is the cosmetics company outlet, since La Mer is under the Estee Lauder umbrella. So if you guys didn't know, this was a big thing back in the day. Y'all remember when we would talk about the CCO and what's available at the CCO, and we're gonna go to the CCO because they had like the limited edition products. Gonna just buff that on my skin using my usual Anissa Beauty brush. And we would always talk, oh, it smells, oh, I don't like that smell. So a couple of you mentioned that you can find this at the CCO. So I called up my local CCO. They do have it, but they don't have this shade, which saved me a trip because I was just gonna head out there, but I'm like, you know what, let me call. Usually before, they wouldn't tell you what they have in store because it was like this exclusive thing. But no, she was able to tell me, yeah, they have the foundation in store, but they do not have my shade. So if you know your shade match and you have a CCO near you, you might want to go ahead and check them out. The price points are usually at least 30% off, and it goes upwards. Like you can even get 50% off a lot of times. So it's worth checking out. You'll definitely get a better price than the Sephora sale for sure. So if this was a foundation you were interested in, I wish they had my shade because I would have just been there like, ha, come on, child. But they didn't have it, so bummer. But I haven't gone to the CCO in a while. I might make a trip. Why did I just whistle? I might need to make a trip. I wonder if I can get a couple of YouTube friends that are in New York to make a day out of it. We can go to Roosevelt Field Mall. We can go to the Tanger outlets in Dare Park and just check out the CCO. I don't know. Okay, the color works pretty decent. It's a little bit warm. It's a little bit more yellow, a little bit more orange than I would like. But the other shade, like the shade after this, 63, I believe that's Sienna, doesn't work. That's way too dark and way too orange. And then the shade up is way too pink. So it's like, I'm just gonna have to work with this shade. I mean, it works. Let me zoom in so you can see. It works well enough. Like the shade, you see? Like it doesn't really show that extreme, but I can tell, and you can probably tell when I'm editing this, I can probably see that the color is just a little bit off. Now this foundation smells awful. And I smelled it in store and I thought it was just because they were sitting there. But no, there's a scent to it that's not pleasant. It doesn't smell like La Mer either. Like my La Mer skincare products don't have that scent. So I'm not loving that smell. And it's a very liquidy foundation, very runny, very watery. It separates a little bit, so make sure you shake it. And as you shake it, it can like seep out the seams of the pump. So for a $135 foundation, I think that's the price point. For that kind of level of pricing, you better stop. You better be better than that. I'm not here for it. So, you know, whatever. It is what it is. It's pretty. It looks pretty on the skin. But I feel like my Fenty, what is it called? The Eavesdrop does the same as this. So why am I spending, you know, I'm a fast and I'm enough. I'm a fast and I want to try out things and see like how they work. Like these things that people praise, I want to try. Like I want to be in with the in crowd. So that's why I picked it up. But I mean, it's pretty, don't get me wrong, because it's giving me, like I said, the same effect as my Fenty, which I like. It's a light medium coverage. It's not really sheer, but it's not giving me full on medium where I'm getting, you know, like coverage, but it's decent. It's doing enough. I'm gonna have to wear it and see like like get the vibe. Is this where I want to be is my question. I'm just gonna have to wear it and like see how I feel long term. So first impressions, I'm not impressed. I mean it's cute, but I don't get the hype. I'm going in with my by Terry Stylo Expert Click Stick Concealer. The shade I have is Golden Brown, which is number 15. I picked this up recently because By Terry had a hell of a sale. I have a haul coming up. I'm gonna do a haul with like my luxury items that I recently picked up. So the story about this, so I went into Bloomingdale's. Look how my concealer look crazy. I went into Bloomingdale's, right? Because I was like, By Terry, I forget what I was picking up. I was picking up something. Anyway, I went in there because I was like, all right, let me pick up whatever the hell I was picking up. Oh yeah, it was the lip products from By Terry. There's this brick orange shade. I wore it in a video already, so yeah, I was like, I want to get that lip color. And so I went to Bloomingdale's. This concealer blends out really nicely. It's not a full coverage. It's a cream concealer. Anyway, so I'm trying to get the lip product, right? And I'm standing there and Miss Ma'am, that was the sales associate, like she was not even bothered with me. She was like, I see you, but whatever, I'm catering to someone else right now that is not your skin tone and you ain't buying nothing, so I ain't worried about you. And I'm like, you know that vibe that you get, like they look at you like they're not gonna help you because you probably just want samples. You're not gonna actually buy. And I was ready to buy because they were having a deal where it was $20 off 100, 150, whatever. They were having like a little sale, so I was ready to spend that amount to save whatever the little discount was. And she was not. She was like, ah. And then finally when she realized it looked really bad, because I was just standing there like I was staring her down, because I'm just like, you know that fake smile. I was like, and she was like, oh, I'll be with you in a minute. I'm like, okay. And like she was dragging it out because Miss Thing that was testing out product could have been testing out the product while she asked me what I wanted. Like you can talk to two people at the same time. You know, Miss Ma'am was trying on some lip color and I was like, oh, you know, I know what I want. And she not come to me. So I'm gonna say, all right, miss, stay where you're there. Stay where you're there. Just walk left for them. I left. I was like, all right, keep your little dusty keep your little dusty ass thing. You ain't getting my commission, baby. So I left and I went online and I went to the By Terry website and they were having a sale and I was able to get these concealers. How much I paid for it? $12 for the concealer. That's why I'm gonna take it up. I was like, ooh, plus it was like a 30% off sale going on. And I'm like, ooh, you saved me, because here I was ready to save $20 off this purchase when like I saved a good amount by not getting it while she was there being snobby. Like, stay snobby, but you ain't getting my commission, so how about that? I hope Miss Ma'am purchased something from you and you were able to get that commission because you just lost mine. Anyway, the eyeshadow is really pretty. I like this. Now, you guys know I love a deep outer V, so dark browns, really good for me. And I think this dark brown is stunning. It's bordering on like an espresso black, so I think this will work on deeper skin tones. It's not a black, which I appreciate as well. I love a deep matte color in palettes, but I don't like it to be black. Black is very helpful, sure, but I'd rather it be like a dark eggplant purple, like what I have in my Hummingbird palette, like a deep purple or like a deep red brown or a deep chocolatey brown. That's what I prefer because I feel like those shades go really well with neutral. You know what, as a matter of fact, while we're here, let me go into my Hummingbird palette. Okay guys, thank you so much for your support on this palette. It means so much. Like, you guys like showed up and the support has been amazing. Like, I've been reposting, like, look at my I created this color for a reason. When they sent me the samples initially, I was like, no, you need to go deeper. It needs to be darker because I want it to be my version of a black or a deep brown in my palette. You can use it to deepen up any color in this palette, but you can use it in other looks. and just bring it in, bring it in, bring in the vibe. Because you see the purple doesn't like show up bright purple, but it adds a little bit of something to the look. And you know what, oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I know what to do. I'm gonna grab the purple in the palette, this food court shade, and very lightly add it to the edge of my purple, so it adds a little bit of oomph. Yeah, like, come on now. See, if I didn't pull in my purple, then I wouldn't have the foresight. Like, do you see? Like, it just adds a little bit of interest to that outer lid. Like, it's not crazy purple. It's an easy way to incorporate a color such as this without like overwhelming a look. And yeah, but you guys, thank you so much. The reception has been really great. We have tons of palettes left. Like, I'm telling you, they made a lot of palettes. It is still available, and it will be available until January. And there is going to be a Black Friday sale. So it is included in their Black Friday promotion, and the other 2 palettes are included as well. So if you haven't picked the palette up yet, or maybe you want to pick up a backup or pick one up for a gift, it is going to be in the Black Friday sale. So just be on the lookout for that. I will do another video. I'm gonna do a look from my palette and give you the details of the actual sale, so you'll know. But just keep that in mind in case you wanted to pick it up, or if you wanted to get it as a gift for someone, or maybe you just like it and you want to get a backup. I don't know, I'm just saying, but it makes a great gift. So in case you were interested, that is available. So we have this lip tinted, this is called their Hue Stick. So it's a twist up cream product that you can use on your cheeks, on your eyelids, you can use it on your lips, and you can use it as a concealer corrector because it's more on the peachy orangey side. Like this tone right here that I have is Origin, and it's a reddish orange shade. You know what? I'm not gonna apply it directly to my face because I already have all my foundation product on, but it's a really beautiful tone. And again, you can use it cheek, lips, eyelids, and it's more of a dry cream formula. And I think the twist up stick actually helps with that. So it's not in like a little compact or anything, or in one of those little jars, like, you know, the little cream jars. And this would work really great for oily. Oh my god, that is a lot. Oh my god, y'all couldn't tell me to calm down. Y'all have me out here looking like Boo Boo the Clown. I mean, it's pretty though. Okay, they have quite a few shades. They have lighter shades, lighter peach tone shades, but again, they all have kind of that salmon orangey undertone, so you can use them as a corrector. But I put way too much on this side. This side looks good, but I overdid it on this side. Oh my god, I don't want to keep blending and messing up like what I already have down for my foundation, so I'm just gonna go over it with my foundation brush to tame it. But yeah, like, this is a new black owned brand that's available at Ulta. So if you wanted to check them out, again, this is their Hue Stick. Let me use a little bit of Rise. The shade I had was Origin at first. Let me use a little bit of Rise, which is a more orangey tone. So you saw me apply it directly to my skin from the tube. You saw me apply it to a brush and tap it on. Now I'm using just my finger and picking it up and tapping it on. I think I like the finger application more, cause it look, it's giving me pigmentation. It's blending nicely, and oh my god, like, look how seamless this is. Even though I was out here blending the hell out of it and I have foundation and powder down, it's not patchy at all. Like, it looks really nice, and it dried down, so it's not sticky. Okay, now you guys probably already know I've been really into cream cheek products lately. I am not necessarily a cream highlighter person, but I do like the cream cheek. The lip tinted liquid highlighter that I tried, this is Hue Glow. The shade is Dawn. This is the lighter of the two shades. There's a deeper shade. I didn't like that. That was just too much. It was too glowy, too oily, too greasy, not for my oily skin. But these I really do like. So if you wanted to check them out, again, they're available at Ulta and they're a new black owned brand. Okay, moving on. So for my bronzer, I have a new one as well. It's bougie. It's from Chantecaille. It is their Real Bronze bronzer in the shade Goa. I think there are two shades, right? This is the deeper one, obviously. And I'm just gonna apply that to my skin. Now, it's a very subtle color. If you're deeper than me, don't even, okay? Don't bother. But if you're my complexion, it gives a very subtle bronze and it works really nicely and it has kind of a satin vibe to it. If you were more into that subtle sculpt, very subtle, nothing crazy, this might be right up your alley. And I have a couple of other Chantecaille products coming to me. They're coming my way. So I'll show them in a future video. I kind of want to do like another video where I do a luxury face. I know I'm doing luxury right now with like my foundation, my under eye concealer, and like my bronzer, but like the powders and everything, I want to do that in like a full video. Maybe even do eyeshadows, but we'll see how that goes. I am going to go ahead, do I have a highlighter? I don't have a new one, so I'm just gonna grab this one from Hourglass. It is the new Volume 3 Ambient Lighting Palette. I'm just gonna pop that on the high points of my cheeks. Nothing too crazy. I don't want to do anything crazy right now for highlighter, but let me go ahead. I don't even want to do anything crazy on the lips either, but I'll use one of my Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. I have that foundation coming to me as well, so I'm gonna do a wear test for that. But let me go ahead, do my mascara and lashes, and I'll be right back to finish up the eyes. And now let's go ahead and finish up the lower lash line just to complete the look. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I'm just gonna go in with the dark brown shade Batter Up that we used on the outer V and pop that on the lower lash line. Again, I'm trying to just do something simple, even though I ended up doing a little bit extra, as I always do, but I don't have to always do that, and I feel like this palette allows you to do very simple wearable looks, which is what I wanted to demonstrate. And it's a good palette if you're just looking for an everyday wearable palette. Even though it has that single pop of color, you can still incorporate the color and you can definitely still see it, but it's not going nuts on my lid, right? Lower lash mascara, you guys already know. And I kind of want to keep it a little eggplanty, so I'm gonna use the liner from Makeup by Mario in the shade Deep Plum and just line my lower waterline. It's a really dark purpley plum shade, so it will tie in with the purple on the outer lash line. It's not as stark as like a black, but it's still darkening up that lower waterline. And I popped on my earrings, and now we're gonna pop on a lip. And like I said, I'm using a Lisa Eldridge lipstick. I am going to go in with this deep vampy shade. It's perfect for the cooler months. This is the shade Velvet Midnight. It's a deep berry wine shade and it is so stunning. I love these kinds of deep vampy shades, especially for the cooler months, but I also like them any time of the year because I love a vampy lip. I love a bright lip. I love all the lips, okay? Give me a nude, give me a bold, give me a vampy lip. I am all about it. And this color is really stunning. It applies really easily as well. It's a matte lip, so if you're not into mattes, this might not be for you, but I feel like mattes work so well for vampy shades. Like, look at this, like a velvety matte. What? I also have the lip liner from the line. This is the shade Midnight as well. The lip liner shade is almost a spot on exact match to the lipstick color, so it's gonna allow me to get a crisp outline while still retaining the color. So it's not giving me like a darker outline to my lip, which I like for like a nude lip, but for a dark lip like this, I don't want it to necessarily have a darker lip line. I want it to match exactly with the lipstick, and this lip liner is perfect. And you can wear this with any of your berry tones, like your deeper dark vampy shades, and you can use this with even like a red or a fuchsia to add that darker outline. So this is a really versatile lip color, and the formula, oh my god, if they weren't so expensive, I would pick up the whole set because they are so fantastic. I love this lip liner formula. They work so well, but they're like $27 or $28, and I'm like, ooh, Auntie Lisa, what you doing? But like, stunning. So here you have it. This is the final look, and I really love the eyeshadow look. Did I show you guys the eyes up close? Come on now, come in, let's see. Here are the eyes, completely done. Get out of my face, light. Look at the eyes. You see that little pop of fuchsia purple right there? I really love that because this is a very neutral eye. Like, it's very simple. I mean, it's smoky simple, but it's still very simple, very basic, natural colors. But just that added pop of color, I think really works well. And look at the lips. What? Somebody said I should be a lip model, and I was never ever so flattered in my life. Oh my god, thank you so much. If you want to see me swatch these lipsticks from Lisa Eldridge, let me know. I think I have like quite a few shades now, and I have some of the lip glosses as well. So I can definitely do that if you guys are interested. So let me know. I have so many ideas in my head, guys, but it's just getting around to actually filming. But I love doing these get ready with me videos because I get to try out like a bunch of products. I've been buying a lot, all right? So I have so many new products that I want to try out, and I want to show you guys how they perform. And like I've mentioned before, get ready with me videos are like the perfect way to showcase these products. And you guys seem to enjoy them, so I'll keep doing them. So let's walk through the products and I'll give you my thoughts. The eyeshadow palette, I really like it. I do like the tin palettes that Too Faced comes out with. I love the mini tins and then these fuller size tin palettes. Now, this is not a revolutionary color story, let's be honest. If you already have a couple of the Too Faced tin palettes, like the chocolate bar or even like their previous holiday palettes, you probably already have most of these colors. Let's be honest, but like, we're gluttons and we're clowns, so we collect them all, and I'm actually really happy with this one. I didn't really get into the gingerbread one last time, and I didn't get the gingerbread spice, but I saw this one and I'm like, you know what, I'm in a neutral eyeshadow vibe, so I picked it up and I got it on sale with the 20% off from Sephora. So I do like how the eyeshadow is applied. Again, the shimmers are more subtle, the mattes blend out really nice, and I think they did a great gradient of light to deep shades in the palette, and you have a great darkening shade, which I always look out for, and you even have lighter shades for like highlighting and for the brow bone. So really love the palette. The foundation, I have to wear this some more because $135 is quite steep. Is it $135? Hold on. Yeah, it's $135. That's a lot for a foundation. And I know people are raving about it, like it's so amazing, like it's so great, but I'm just like, is it? Like, is it that much better than any other foundation that I've tried out that would make it worth the $135? I don't think so, but it looks pretty. Like, the finish, you guys saw, like I was up close, right? The finish is really pretty. Now I set it down with powder obs, but the finish is really pretty. I do like the coverage. It's not a full medium coverage, it's not a full coverage, but it's a pretty coverage, and it hasn't settled into any lines. It looks really pretty, you know. So if you have the budget for it, maybe you can splurge, or maybe you can get it at the CCO as we discussed prior to, but I think I'm gonna wear it some more, see how it goes. The primer was surprisingly pretty nice. I'm not glowy, so that hydro part that I was scared about is not doing nothing crazy, okay? It's not really sticky. People said it's sticky, but blending my foundation over it, then again, it's a really liquidy, runny, like watery foundation, so maybe that's not the best test. But I mean, the foundation glided over it really well, and I feel like it looks nice, but I have to test the wear with it. But it's a nice little primer. Again, it worked, you know. I don't know about longevity, but it felt nice on my skin, and it definitely helped my foundation to like glide really easily. So really liking that. The lip color, already in love. I love these Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. If there's a shade that you want to try out, I definitely think it's worth it. And the lip liners I think are excellent. The cheek color, I really like this from Live Tinted. It's cute, and again, they have shades that are more peachy, more orangey tones that you can use as correctors, but you can use on your lids, on your lips, on your cheeks. Like, you can do the works with this, but I really like how it applied to the cheeks because it's a drier formula. So it dried down to a powdery finish. So I feel like it's gonna be more long lasting and on oilier skin. And definitely if you use it as a corrector, you also want it to kind of dry down and not be too dewy. But I really like that as well. The highlighter I already know, whatever. But the bronzer from, who is it? From Chantecaille. It's cute, but it's very light. It's not really a deep bronzer, but I do like a subtle bronzer that just warms up my skin, like warms up the perimeter of my skin, gives me a little bit of dimension, but it's not too harsh. Like, you can't tell, oh, she's wearing bronzer. Not my favorite bronzer of all time, but I did like how it applied. And I mean, you know, again, if you want to be bougie, but there are other bronzers that are probably worth your time more than this one. What else did I try out? The concealer. The concealer worked well for $12, like, you know, if you can get it on sale. At the higher price point, I don't know though, but I think they're phasing it out because why would you put it on sale for $12? Apart from that, what else did we try? I didn't try anything else new. And yeah, I really like how it came together. I've just been enjoying playing in makeup these last few days and like getting my eyeshadow on. And every time I do my makeup, like, it really lifts my spirit and I'm like, aha! I still got it. So let me know what you guys think. Again, you're gonna see more get ready with me videos because I have like tons and tons of new products to play with, and you're gonna see hauls as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of this look, and if you're interested in any of the products, I will leave them listed down below along with links on where you can pick them up. If those links have an asterisk next to them, that means it is an affiliate link, which means I will get a small sales commission if you make a purchase through that link. It doesn't change the sale price at all. It just gives me a little bit of a kickback, which is a great way to support the channel because it does help me to put right back into the content. So if you use my links to shop, thank you so, so much. And if you don't, consider using them again. I'm just saying, right? I will also leave links to my Instagram and Twitter where you should be following me along. And I will also leave a link to where you can buy me a coffee if you want to support me in that way. And until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye, guys.